Hey everyone, it is Norm Farrar. Hey, let's start this over. Hey everyone, this is Norm Farrar, aka the Beard Guy here, and welcome to another Lunch with Norm, the e-commerce and Amazon FBA podcast. Today we're going to be discussing the power of AI content. What's the different types of AI content? What kind of impact your AI content can
Oh,
have for your
I'm
listing?
gonna stop you right there. I think you're looking at the wrong script here.
Oh, that's the one you gave me.
All right, well, we're gonna try this again. We'll have to
All
do it
right. Unless, can we talk about AI content today?
on a Friday. I don't think so. We got to stick to
Oh,
our own
well, I
rules
just
here.
thank you for giving me that information. We'll do this all over again, guys. That's a first, and it's still the same one, Kels.
Are you sure you're reading the AI?
I
A
am
plus
reading the one that
A,
you just sent over
yeah,
to me.
it's A plus content.
Oh, it
Yeah.
was my mistake. My mistake. A
Oh,
plus content.
okay.
Oops, somebody's messaging me, probably telling me it's A plus content. All right, let's start this over again. We can edit this out. Well, maybe we'll just keep it in for a blooper. Hey everyone, this is Norm Farrar, aka the Beard Guy here, and welcome to another Lunch with Norm, the e-commerce and Amazon FBA podcast. Today we're going to be discussing the power of A plus content. What are the different types of A plus content? What impact it can make on your listing? And what are the key differences between the basic and premium A plus content? Welcome to another Lunch with Norm, the e-commerce and Amazon FBA podcast.
Lunch with Norm. Lunch with Norm. Lunch with Norm. Lunch with Norm.
Okay, like I said, today we're going to be discussing the power of A plus content. Our founder is, I can't believe I did that, by the way. Our founder is Maximize. Our guest is the founder of Maximize. She's founded and built a swimwear brand before entering the world of e-commerce, initially as an Amazon private label seller. Through her passion and unwavering commitment to excellence, she manages to transform listings into powerful selling tools that allow sellers to build sustainable, bankable brands. And I'm talking to our first time guest, Fatin. Okay, let's have a word from our sponsor. And I guess that's on me. Now, let me just get to our sponsor, Seller Basics. Hey, Amazon seller, ever faced with account suspensions, ASIN hiccups, or IP headaches? Introducing Seller Basics, your Amazon accounts guardian, with just $99 per month or code NORM, $89 per month. Seller Basics offers a dedicated team to shield your business from these challenges. Plus, this membership offers free legal consultations from seasoned e-commerce or e-commerce attorneys. No long-term contracts, cancels with just a month's notice, and you can view Seller Basics as your Amazon account's health plan. Check it out at Seller Basics. And note, here's the disclaimers. Seller Basics is not an insurer or law firm. Consultations come from independent firms. Results can vary. Membership is needed before events leading to claims, and terms apply. Whew, I'm glad I got through that part. All right, where's Kels?
All right. Wow. You know
There,
what? It's Friday. It's
it's
Friday.
Friday. You do
Blooper.
know, I don't think I've ever told you this, but when I was in school, I wanted to get into radio. Okay, radio and film. So I first applied over at this place called Conestoga College, and I didn't get accepted. But I did get accepted into film school, which was kind of cool. But I was a DJ on in this community radio station, right? And I got fired because I literally I have dyslexia, and I've always had a problem reading. And like I couldn't read in class. I couldn't like stand up and read because I'd always read backwards. It's horrible. But I got fired because I had to do this live read about some liver association, and I butchered it so badly. They had so many complaints, and I got kicked off. So much for my radio career.
Yeah, maybe that's an interesting choice you got there. And I still am baffled that you're choosing to read this live script instead of recording it yourself. So you're
I do it. I
fortunate.
do it for Paul. I
Yeah.
do it. I get out of my comfort zone because Paul's awesome. So I do it for him.
All right. All right. Well, I want to say a quick hello to our Beard Nation. We've got Steve joining us. AMZ Elite. Hello, Tom. How's it going? Marina, good to see you. Cool Hand 99. Great to see you always. We got Michelle and Howie joining us. Saying awesome content. It looks like a lot of people are excited to check in and update their A+ content.
Tom's got to give a bit more information, by the way.
Last night a DJ saved my life. And we got Tony joining us. We got a good crowd. So yeah, we're gonna be talking A+ content. And yeah, is there any updates you want to go over?
Well, first, man, oh man, you talk about live things that can go wrong. And we had a great AI webinar, but it was late. And we people were like, we just got hundreds of emails that just said, hey, we can't sign on. We can't sign on. I couldn't sign on for a half hour, almost a half hour. The only person that could sign on was Kevin. And so, yeah, it was so unfortunate that, I don't know. I'd probably say we had over 2,000 people that entered to register. And the high majority of those people just couldn't come on to the podcast. So what we've done, we've got it up on YouTube. We put it up, last night, Kels?
Yeah, it was last night, and it's almost got 600 views. So I think people are enjoying it.
Yeah. And we had, by the way, Mike McClary and Matt Costin, another fellow Canadian. They won. So congratulations, by the way. And all of the speakers, I think, delivered great content. I think that the hacks were great. We had a ton of them, and we could only bring on, I think it was 5 or 6 people, but really appreciate everything. And if you like the content, let us know. And we'll see if Kevin and I can do another one. Hopefully this time we can get more than Kevin on for the first half hour. I like to see the recording of that. See, sitting there.
So were you on the screen? Like,
no, see, the way that he set it up is it wasn't with panelists. So it wasn't like I could go in as a panelist. I had to register. So it was just kind of awkward. I'm sitting, and I was probably, I was hitting you up saying, hey, go and email these people, go and email the speakers. All the speakers are emailing me. They can't get on. I got guests that want to get on. And so by the time I did all of that, Kevin's saying, hey, can you get in? And so I missed probably a few minutes there. I know I got in after, the opening, and I was into the middle of Mark talking.
Yeah. Well, anyways, after that little hiccup, I would say at the beginning, it went.
Oh yeah. And by the way, just like Tom, yeah, there was at least 10 Norm Farrars on the screen because people were asking me for a link, and I didn't want them to go through the whole process. So I just sent them my link. So every speaker that came up was a Norm Farrar.
Oh, jeez. Well, if you want to catch the replay, I dropped it in the comment sections. You can check it out there. It's the full replay. It's on their new channel, Marketing Misfits, which is the new podcast that you and Kevin have put together.
Yeah.
And new episode is also coming out on Tuesdays. So check that out. Let us know what you think. And I think that's it.
Yeah, so Marketing Misfits, we're publishing that on YouTube as well as through Apple and all the big platforms. but we've got a lot of great feedback. The first one was Katie Wells. So let me know. And also this week, we got a lot of good feedback about the newsletter. So if you haven't read the newsletter, Kelsey will put the link up. Check it out. And if you want any other type of content, just let me know. But let's get into this. Okay. So if you have any questions or comments, you can throw them over into the comments section and sit back, relax, grab a cup of coffee, enjoy the show, and welcome, Fatos.
Hello. Hi, Noel. Nice to see you again.
And you too. Now, I am the master of butchering names, so I hope I did say your name half okay.
Yes, that's absolutely fine. Yeah, thank you. It doesn't make it easy being Turkish Cypriot.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. I know that are you a swimwear designer, or did you go and find a factory that produced swimwear? How did you go about doing this?
No, I studied economics, but my parents had a swimwear business. They had a factory, which they started when I was 8 years old. So having done economics and then worked in finance for a little bit, I ended up in the industry. I think I was never cut out to have a 9-to-5 job. So aged 22, I started my own business and built that swimwear brand over many, many years, too many to mention when there are so many people listening. And then I got into e-commerce as a private label seller on Amazon. And that was, I wanted a complete break from the swimwear, the fashion industry. So I decided to start selling home decor. And that's how I started.
Okay, very good. So are you still selling on Amazon?
I am, but my main focus is my agency these days.
Right. Everybody's got an agency.
Yeah.
You know, when I started on Amazon, I think there were probably 3 agencies and I was one, like 3.
Yeah.
And there was nobody. And then, you know, a year later, there might have been 10. And then all of a sudden, thousands of people are agents, have agencies either in PPC or whatever it is, whatever niche they want to cover. But just incredible the amount of money Amazon has been able to give out outside of the private label sellers. It's just spawned like a ton of new industries, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. I mean, it's become more and more complex. I mean, the days where you could just put a product up with a main image and sell it, and there was no PPC, you know, there was no competition, and it's just constantly evolving, becoming more sophisticated and kind of needing this infrastructure to make it all work, I suppose.
Yeah, even for today, we're going to be talking about not AI. We're going to be, by the way, that was a curveball. I was going, Kelsey just sent me, it was so I got it A+, but there's such a difference from back in the day with the very simple A+ templates to what they're offering nowadays. So why don't we start there and talk about, well, let's step a bit further back. First of all, the different types of A+ templates that are offered today. How many are there?
So at the moment there are 3. You know, there's the basic A+ content, which is what, you know, everybody knows. It's at the bottom of the listing. You get some extra space for you know, some visual assets, you know, images, etc. There's also A+ brand story. People often just call it brand story, but it sits under the A+ banner, which is the space that's sort of further down your listing, but just above the A+ content. And more recently, there's now premium A+ content, which is it's the much upgraded version of the original EBC, the enhanced brand content.
I'm surprised still at people that don't use AI. I think that puts you over the fence, and we'll get into the different widgets that you can put in, but the comparison tables and just everything to help make your product a little bit more visual. One of the things I want to talk about, because I see this being misused all the time, and I don't know if people really know what to say. And it should be structured differently. And I want to get that out of you today. And that's brand story.
Yeah.
Just horrible. And not everyone, a lot of people do a good job, but there's just so many people don't understand if you have a good brand story, what that can do just to make you more authentic and trusted. If you don't have it and it looks like it's just something out of ChatGPT, people will pick that off in a second and just show that you're really, I don't want to say untrustworthy, but just not a great brand.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely.
So are there some elements that like as a seller that should be in that brand story? Like we're not talking about writing chapters, but what should be highlighted?
People buy from people. So, and particularly, with Amazon, there are a lot of Amazon native brands who, you wouldn't see it in Walmart or wherever. You won't have seen a lot of those brands elsewhere. So just to tell people, this is who we are, these are our values, and this is why we're here. This is why we created our products. And it just is a point of relatability, which really, really helps.
Yeah. And it's like, I'm just looking at a comment that Howard Kaufman made. Howard does a great job with his brand and the way he describes it. And it's such a unique brand. And I'm not going to say the brand, but if Howard wants to put it there, you can check it out on Amazon. Mm-hmm. But he does such a good job that you want to buy the product. And same, there's another lady that usually is on, Marsha. She does a great job describing not the product, but what the product is, what they believe in. And you've got to get that message out there. And you can put it onto your above the fold in the listing. But when you put it on A+, you can really bring that message out, especially when we get to it in premium A+.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Now let's go back. And so the very just kind of cut and paste, add a widget. They've expanded out where you can have just a ton of different variations right now. Can we go through first of all, the regular A+, and then the widgets that are with the premium, what the differences are? So with A+, if you want to go down and you want to create your A+ template, what are you allowed and not allowed to do right now?
With the basic A+, everything's very static. So, you can add images, you can add some text. So you can either use the Amazon modules as they are, or you can create your own custom graphics. So, even when we're doing basic A+ content, what we do is that we design the whole thing and then we upload it as a full-size image. So we're deciding the layout of the text, etc., rather than using the standard done-for-you Amazon modules. But the two big differences when people say to me, what are the things that make it so different? So two big upgrades. One is the size of the modules. So the visibility is much higher. When you look at basic A+ content on one screen and you look at premium A+ on another, the premium is taking up a lot more of the width of the screen. So, visually it's much stronger. The other difference is the fact that it's so interactive. And there are many, many different ways within which it's interactive be it from having a video embedded in your A+ content, having carousels, having hotspots. So with the new Premium A+, there are lots of different reasons to make the shopper click. And the more people click on something and they're looking at it, the longer they're going to stay looking at that content. So those are the two key differences, in my opinion.
Right. And the other that I like is the comparison. So if you do have, and these are just when you go into the widgets. So you have a static image, you have a video, you have, and all of them can be shoppable. Then you have the font over image.
The hotspots.
Right.
Yes.
The hotspots. And the ability to put a video on your in your A+ now is also a big bonus, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. Again, it's just that keeping people on the page longer, keeping them interacting with your listing for longer. And videos definitely do that.
Yeah, I know that with some of the things that we've done, we deal with a few non-alcoholic beverages, and so these are non-alcoholic spirits, and we've been able to really do things that you just can't do in a listing. And I know this sounds like old news, but we kind of thought out, we thought that what can we do to bring more attention to this listing just in A+. So we started writing mocktail recipes, and another one of my clients has a big knife company, and we started getting chefs from around the world providing recipes, and then meal plans, and there's all sorts of things that you can actually start working with that enhanced brand, same as you could with your store. But it's just, if you're on the edge and you've done everything else, sometimes that's your last that's the one that could push the sale over to you.
Yeah, definitely. And there's a lot of space to play with, and you can be really adventurous and do fun things with your visuals. So absolutely. Yeah.
So what kind of impact can an A+ page have on your conversions or your sales?
So compared to a listing that has no A+ at all, when you add basic A+, statistics say boost your conversions anywhere from 3 to 10%. But if you then upgrade it to premium, that can boost your conversions by up to 15%. But, it all depends on so many different things. No two listings are the same. No two products are the same. Just last week, we had a client where we redesigned their Premium A+ content, and they uploaded it. And, they just immediately saw a 15% increase in their sales, not conversions in their actual sales. So, it is very powerful. And I think sellers ignore it at their peril. It's free, so why not use it?
And some people, new sellers, might not have I'm gonna say the money, even though it's free, but to get those images. And now with the power of AI, I just, not trying to plug the webinar, but in the webinar, there was a couple of people, Mike McClary, and a few others that talked about how to generate photos very inexpensively, how to do videos from text. That was from Pictory. There was a bunch of people on there talking about this. There's no excuse. So, I had to pay another $500 for pictures for A+. No, and that's also influencers. Influencers can provide you with that information. And if you want to pay, $100 or a little bit more, you can always go to Zon Video or to Billo to get that information. And if you want to add, I just saw Tom over at AMZ Elite. He has a carousel of videos. How awesome. So you could take that, you can cut up all these influencers, and you can tell them what type of content that you want, and you can just upload it. Now you've got something that your competitors probably aren't doing, and that can help you convert. And I don't know about you, but 15%, 10% conversion, extra conversion is a heck of a lot of money.
It is definitely, absolutely. Every percentage is worth having.
Right. Let me see. It's getting close to the bottom of the hour. I might as well do this now. So we've got a bunch of people listening, and probably the best thing to do is talk about the Wheel of Kelsey. What is the Wheel of Kelsey? This is very unique to Lunch with Norm. This is where we give away, usually our guest gives away something to one lucky winner at the top of the hour. And today we are going to be drawing, or you can enter Lunch with or Wheel of Kelsey. Just hashtag Wheel of Kelsey, tag 2 people, and you'll get a second entry. Today's prize, what is it?
It'd be a half-hour live listing audit on a call with me.
All right, fantastic. And you've also supplied, this is anybody who's listening right now who wants to go out and try your service, it's 15% off. And that's just for the Lunch with Norm listeners. So if you want to do that, Kelsey will put that in there in a second, but it's hashtag Wheel of Kelsey, tag 2 people, you get a second entry. Now I'm just going to talk about Start, Scale, Exit, Repeat, Kels. And this is Start, Scale, Exit, Repeat. Oh, I got the blur on. Starts somewhere in there. You can see it right in the bottom corner. Start, Scale, Exit, Repeat is a book that my buddy Colin C. Campbell wrote, and it's all about his entrepreneurial journey and how you, anywhere in this journey, either in Start, Scale, Exit, Repeat, can reference a chapter to see what you need or just to get some advice on the next step. So he has each module or each chapter, and then he has the sections and then subsections all broken down. Now, I think this is an excellent book. He asked me what I thought about it. Really, what did I think about it? And I told him I thought it was one of the best books I've ever read about business for entrepreneurship. So you can check this out on Amazon. And I believe he has Kindle, soft, and hardcover available. And if you rather just listen, it is available on Audible. Okay, so now let's get back. What's your favorite style of A+? What do you think the winning combination is for content?
So we always use the video module, and 99% of the time we have it in module 1, because that's, people land on your A+ content if they see a button that they can click and look at some moving images that kind of grabs their attention immediately. So we usually have video in module 1, and I think video is fantastic. We use carousels quite a lot because effectively a carousel is giving you like an additional module. It's this extra space. And particularly if you've got a product that, say, has some key ingredients in it, it's great to be able to use the carousel slides to highlight those, and in each module just focus on one of those ingredients. So, and again, they're interactive, they're moving slides, and we design our graphics in such a way that the movement, there's a lot of movement in it when you're using the carousels. It just makes it more engaging and fun. So video and carousels, I think, are definitely the most fun ones as well, but very engaging in my opinion. We always use the comparison chart, especially these days. Comparison charts are shoppable, so you can just click and buy straight from the A+ content, which is amazing. So we always use those at the very bottom. And hotspots, I think, are great as well. They're just really, again, they're really nice to just hover over something and the information pops up and you can read a bit more about that particular thing. So those different modules, I think, are great. If you've got a lot of UGC, there's a video carousel module, which is fantastic. If you've got lots and lots of videos, you can just put all of those in. So you can spend ages just on the A+ content as a shopper if that A+ content has been designed properly.
How many videos can you fit into a carousel?
That's a really good question. I need to double check that. You can put several in there. The main module, you can only put one. In the carousel, you can put several videos. So it's not just one. You can just keep flicking through them. I think it might be 5 or 6.
Okay. For some reason, I don't know the answer to this.
Yeah,
but
I should know the answer.
I thought it was 10, and I'm not sure if I'm thinking something else. Tom, do you know the answer to that? I know that you have video carousels built into your A+. Be interesting to see. Also, one of the things, what are you dressed in? Oh, can I tilt the camera? Oh, I'm not going to say anything. Okay, so my wife just brought down some coffee and she had a shopping bag on. So I'm wondering what the heck, dyeing her hair.
Oh, so, yeah. I can relate to that.
kind of scared me. All right. So now I'll get the boot after this. But one of the things I was wondering, or one of the things that we do with related videos is we tell our listeners that try to make it look like an educational carousel where you can get a how-to, a benefit, a feature, whatever you want, but you make them look with similar, like all similar thumbnails. Now you can do that. I think you could do that still here too, where you could take a whole different set of, like maybe you make it yellow with the how-tos and benefits, and then in the carousels, you can make it red. So it stands out a little bit different. Have you ever done anything like that?
Yes, we do. We do sort of use colors, and also we design the A+ content in a way that it's continuous from top to bottom. So there are no dividing lines between the modules. So it's this constant scroll, and then with a carousel, what we do is when you click and the slides move, that's where it changes, and it's hard to describe it without actually showing it on a screen. You sort of make it look different so that it just grabs the attention even more.
Right. Yeah,
it's
it looks
that flow.
Exactly. Yeah, pattern interrupt.
Yeah.
So and that just makes you, again, it looks like you're the authority again. It's just something that that can add perceived value, I guess the word is. It's just a higher quality, especially if you're selling a product that's a little bit more pricey than the average seller out there. If you're it's not a maybe, you're A+, you're listing everything that you do. If you want to get a bigger dollar, more profit for the similar product, is this better packaging, better listing, better A+, better store, everything, and including off Amazon. So believe me, you're a micro brand. Is my Nope. Usually my mug says you're a micro brand, and that's what most people are. And the difference between a brand and a micro brand, brands are household names.
Yeah.
Micro brands, 90% of sellers are micro brands, probably higher than that. People are going to go onto Google, look you up. And if you're not consistent, that brand story, that overall look, your social media, your website, everything, if it doesn't all tie together, especially for people who are trying to do higher perceived value listings, you're going to flop there, and you're not going to get the sales.
Totally. I totally agree. And this is, what we tell clients every day. All of your Amazon presence, whatever people see, it has to look good. It has to look high quality, but also has to be cohesive. So, your listing images, whatever the graphic, the look and feel of that is, your A+ content, your storefront, your brand story, it all has to flow and it all has to be uniform just to build that brand identity. And my background going back many years was also retail. We had our own physical stores, and what I say to clients is, your Amazon listing is essentially your store, because that's what it is. It's just a digital version of it. So if you go shopping, you go into a store, if the display's not very nice, if the fitting's not very nice, the store's not very inviting, you're not going to want to buy. And your listing is serving exactly the same purpose. It needs to invite people in, which is the job of your main image. That gets people in, and then they come into your store. Your listing and your A+ content is your store.
That goes for everything,
Yeah.
including food. Like, I'm a pretty big guy. I don't say, I don't refuse food. If you go in to some cheesy place to eat, for the most part, the food is going to be very inexpensive. It could be the exact same food, and you can go into more of a cleaner environment. You'll pay a bit more. And then you go into these posh environments where you'll pay 10 times the price for the exact same food. So everything that you pay for, economics, right? It's anything that surrounds you, tangible or intangible, you'll pay more for just by the perception, the overall perception. It's that simple.
Absolutely. Exactly. It is that simple.
So I guess I don't have a lot of questions, except there's two more. One is about the do's and don'ts. What should people stay away from, and what are some people forgetting?
Stay away from, obviously, be very careful that you're staying within terms of service, with whether it's the text that you use, the words that you use, or what you're portraying, the images. Just be very careful, because the last thing you want is for your listing to get taken down, or your account to be suspended. So just be very careful. Don't copy other people's listing or their product. Be original. That's definitely, definitely a do. Be original. Just think about your brand and your product, and how you can communicate that message. It's not about what's everybody else doing. It's about being unique and authentic.
Yeah, that's so true. There's so much you can go out there and you can be similar. Why not? If something's working, if a formula is working for somebody, go ahead. But just like a product, stay away from Me Too. This is Me Too products, are just, they're just no good. And you got to be a little bit innovative. So I guess the last question I have is more along the line. Oh, by the way, one of the things you can do and program into ChatGPT is putting in all the TOS, all the restricted words. And so when you do come up with either content or with copy, you could just pump it into ChatGPT and just make sure that it's everything's good for TOS and that it has no restricted words. If it does have restricted words, what's an alternative? So that's something very simple that you should be doing if you're putting out copy. Also, let's talk about the final question for me. I know we have a bunch from the audience, but eligibility. What does it take for you to get premium content nowadays?
Yeah, it's not hard at all these days. So the first requirement is that you need to have brand story applied to all of your ASINs. And the next one is that you need to have 5 sets of A+ content submitted and approved. So, it doesn't mean that you have to have 5 completely different A+ contents. It can be the same one that maybe has been, you've made some edits, you've resubmitted it, but you need to have 5 approvals.
That's nothing nowadays.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Yeah, they've changed that quite a bit.
They have. Yeah.
Okay. We have 4 questions right now. If you do have a question, just add it to the comments section. And also, if you'd like the 30-minute consultation, just hashtag Wheel of Kelsey, tag 2 people, and you'll get a second entry. We already have a bunch of people that have entered, but hashtag Wheel of Kelsey, tag 2 people, and in about 10 minutes, we'll be drawing the prize. Okay, first question, Kels.
All right, first one is from AMZ Elites. Would you have live text for indexing purposes in modules that allow for it? And would you rather have text on images to make A+ Premium visually more attractive?
We usually have the text on the images. So, for indexing, we're kind of relying more on, say, your bullet points, your title, etc. And with the A+ content, we're really kind of focusing on it being attractive and, sort of the visual impact.
Yeah, one of the things I'd like to add, make sure you run your videos and your images through either an app, and there's tons out there that do this, or through ChatGPT. Analyze the image. What does it see? Because and a lot of the times you might have an image that you'll either get something that you should add to your copy, or maybe it's a category, or it could be something that's missing and it's not picking it up. So always try to use one of these apps, and you could do this through ChatGPT to analyze. Okay, so it's so important, because if Amazon's algorithm is looking and interpreting of images and videos, so you want to make sure that it does that you do that. Okay, next.
All right, Tony is giving a comment here. Photo Room Premium is something everyone misses. He's been spending so much time on it recently.
Photo Room Premium. Hey, Tony, do you want to elaborate on that a little bit? Just is it from Adobe?
Okay, yeah.
I don't
Tony,
know
if you
anything
need
about
that.
Photo Room Premium.
And then Tom is mentioning 6 videos is
6 videos.
6 videos. All right.
Yeah. I thought it was 5 or 6. So I was almost there, but I should have known exactly how many it was. Thank you.
All right, and just a few, we got one more question, one more comments from Angela. Should A+ images be 1 idea per image?
It depends on the product, what you're selling. Sorry, Norm.
No, it like I was just going to back you up from what you're selling. I mean, it could be. I like to focus more on lifestyles. So lifestyle, A+ gives me the chance to show that people love my product. So I focus a lot on that, and I focus a lot on lifestyle with benefit, lifestyle both with feature, or the how-tos, or it could be ingredients. I don't typically put a lifestyle image with ingredients, but I just expand on what I have. I never use the images I have in the slide deck.
Yeah. And just don't try to put too much in it, because you know there's so much space to play with. Just give it the space it needs. Don't try and just jam pack it with stuff.
Okay, I got a question for you. Copy. So I have a pet peeve. I'm just going to see if my pet peeve is warranted or not. What do you think about copy, sentences, paragraphs, bullet points? What is your rule of thumb for putting copy on A+?
We try not to put too much text on there, because people are, you know, they have short attention spans. So both on listing images and A+ content, we really think about what we want to say and how can we say it with the minimum number of words.
That's it. And if you want to see an example of this, I used to love looking at the graphics Bert's beeswax used to do. If they were talking about honey chocolate, it would just be this incredible image of chocolate or bees with honey, and it said everything.
Yeah.
And that's what you're trying to bring across.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the way, I was hoping you'd say that. Oh, write a book. Stuff it with keyword or stuff it with sentences. No, don't do that. No. Now, the only time I would say you would do that is if you have a recipe, or if you're doing a, like I was talking about the mocktails. There's a reason for that where people would read that. But don't forget, those recipes you can also put into your posts. You can put those videos into posts. There's all sorts of things you can do nowadays.
Yeah.
All right. Any more questions, Kels?
Yeah, we got a couple. So photo room, I believe, is to remove backgrounds for products.
Oh, okay.
So it's a way to just isolate the product photo.
Yeah.
And
so there was sorry, Kels, who was it on the AI summit that was talking about 3 components? One of them was just you pump it in and it'll automatically just remove the backgrounds automatically. There's tons of apps that do that. But do you remember who it was, or did you listen to the AI summit? Hopefully you did.
I did listen to it, but I do not remember who that was.
You didn't, did you?
I did.
Okay.
I
okay.
sure did.
But there is somebody, and we are going to break those tips up into 6-minute segments, but there is somebody that was talking about doing that. I'll try to get back to you, but 3 elements that the app that they were using does, and that was just one of it. It automatically takes it out and puts it into a landscape.
Okay. Yeah, I've still got to watch that one, but it is definitely, I've got it pinned to watch.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Canva removes background as well. Yeah. There's so many that do that now.
Yeah.
All right. And we just have 2 more.
Designer.
And we have 2 more comments here. Coolhand99. I just got access to A+ Premium today. This episode is perfect. Learning how to optimize is just perfect for me.
Perfect.
And from AMZ Elites, I always try to create the flow starting with benefits, then go more technical at the bottom, and lots of lifestyle.
Yeah, perfect, Tom. All right, I think that's it. Kels, let's have, well, first of all, what's your contact information?
It's fatos@maximize.co, or if you just go onto the website, there's a form. Yeah, if you go onto the website, there's a form, like it pops up, a contact form, and just you can get in touch with me through that.
Very good. And for all listeners, there is a 15% discount if you just type in that code. I think it's on the screen now. LWN, what is it? LWN
0524.
Very good. Okay, now let's have
LinkedIn as well.
Perfect. Let's have a word from our sponsor. We'll come right back. If you haven't If you haven't entered the Wheel of Kelsey, it's hashtag Wheel of Kelsey. Tag 2 people, you get a second entry. And now let's have a word from our sponsor. Facing cash flow challenges with your e-commerce business? Discover Viably, your ultimate financial ally. From real-time sales data integrations to immediate funding access, Viably is here to support you. Plan your growth with their free tool for online sellers and engage with specialists whenever you need. Extend your cash flow with Viably. All right, now we can go to the wheel.
All right, so here is the Wheel of Kelsey.
It's time for the Wheel of Kelsey.
All right, lots of entries today.
All right, so thank you everyone for entering today's Wheel of Kelsey. Let me shuffle them up, give it a spin. If you are the winner, please email me, k@lunchwithnorm.com. And Tata.
Jen and Tata, very good.
That's on YouTube, so please email me, k@lunchwithnorm.com to receive your prize.
All right, I think that's it for today. Thank you so much for coming on board.
Thank you for having me.
It was great. First time guest, and we're talking about a subject I don't think we've ever covered. So yeah, fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. So thanks a lot for tuning in this Friday. Lots of good bloopers for you, especially at the beginning. So stay tuned for that. I don't, oh gosh, that was so embarrassing. But okay, Kels, are you around?
I sure am. So just again, Jen and Tata from YouTube, if you could email me, k@lunchwithnorm.com. Please join. And then we have the replay link for the webinar here. I'm going to drop that right in the comments for anyone that's interested. We've got our newsletter coming out on Monday, so make sure you're subscribed to that. And make sure if you're enjoying it, if you know someone that you think might enjoy these newsletters, if you send it out, forward it to someone. And we really appreciate that. And I think that's
We got a
it.
ton of comments about the last one, by the way, which is great to see. Tons of engagement. And that's what makes this community very special. No matter what we're doing, either if it's the podcast, the newsletter, the WhatsApp group, Facebook group, but especially the WhatsApp group, we have tons of engagement. So if you want, especially if you have questions or comments, join the group. If Kelsey or, we're not answering, there's somebody in there that's answering. There are so many incredible people, a lot of past guests, just experts in their own right, to just gives. I'm just amazed. Like sometimes on the weekend, I might be away and I come back and I take a look and there's 50, 60, sometimes the one weekend it was over 100 comments in there, but typically every morning there's 20 plus comments. So people are talking, going back and forth. If you're looking for something like that, if you're looking for an engaged community, sign up for any of those or all of those different outlets. The other thing I want to talk about just briefly, Kevin and I have spent a lot of time trying to come up with something new and innovative outside of Amazon. So this Marketing Misfits whole series. So it is a podcast. It is also available over on YouTube. If you are interested in it, or if you want to give it a listen, we'd love to get your feedback. You know how it is on YouTube and also on Apple or Spotify. Apple's the only one that has the podcast right now. But leave us a review. Let us know what you think. It's a lot of fun. We want it just to banter back and forth like we normally do on this podcast. We always do that when we get together. So check it out, and also check out the YouTube channel. And again, comments are so important. Liking or subscribing, or let's see, I didn't know what this was, so the kids got me this ring that bell. What the hell is a bell? So I know now, but check it out for us and just give us some of your feedback. And also the AI Summit's going to be up there. And yeah, just wanted to let you know that that's what we've been working on. We've got a whole bunch of other things planned. So that's it for today. Join us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon Eastern Standard Time. And that's it. Have a great weekend.
Entrepreneur.